It's pretty much been raining constantly here for a week, so the roads are pretty wet, but I decided to get out on the bike because we're running out of good road riding weather, and I wanted to address a couple of things that have been questioned through previous videos. So first of which is, what does the Hitchcox short drag pipes actually sound like? I made a previous video of me installing the pipes but didn't include what they sounded like with the bike running, so a bit of a faux pas. So I'm going to start the bike up and we'll let you hear what they sound like. So hopefully that's what people were after for that. I've had to switch onto my phone here because I've got some condensation of the lens of my other camera. Rain's just about to start, so I'm going to bail out of here. It's currently at the top of Gairloch here in Scotland. That's Faslane Naval Base in the background. So I'm going to take a run down past there through Helensburgh and head back home, and then I'll make some clips of the other points that people have been asking about also. Okay, so back home, managed to only get a little bit wet. Bike's in the garage behind me, and I'm going to have a look at the next point of question that has been raised, and that is the 2022, which would be the 2021 model as well, I guess, of the bobber, is the cat welded on? Because apparently in the previous model the cat wasn't welded. Scuba Steve asked me about this a couple of weeks ago, and I saw post on Facebook yesterday where somebody was asking the same question, and the response that they got was that the newer model, the cat's welded, and therefore the replacement of the cat with an X pipe wasn't so easy as it was in the previous model. So let's take a look. So I'm under the bike here at the right hand side. We can just see the cat there. Now if we come up and look through here, you'll see there's a heat shield that's bolted on, and then there's this bracket here that's bolted to the bike there, and then onto the cat there. So that's bolts only, no welds, bolted through a rubber mount, so that can be removed from that side there. And then if we look from the right side, you've got the right hand header there that's clamped with a compression clamp onto the cat, and then just in there at the back there, sort of at the lighting, you've got the tailpipe that's again different style of clamp, but again clamped onto the cat. And then if we look in the middle here, this piece here, so this looks like it's some sort of like a dowel that comes off the end of the cat for it to locate into this mount here. That is it's a bracket that's bolted up as well. So it looks like the cat slid in there, hinged on that point, and then held up from the left hand side and bolted up that way. Moving over to the left hand side of the bike, you've got the header pipe again, compression clamp on there, same with the tailpipe again, and then you've got this, just try and focus it, this bolt here at the left hand side under where the gear lever is, under the gear case, again bolted bracket. I don't see any welds, so it looks like you take that bolt out, you take the one out at the front, and then you should be able to hinge the cat down and out of that sort of locating dowel that's on the right hand side, albeit you've got the header pipes and the tailpipes off first, but I don't see. So I'm happy to stand corrected on this one, but I don't see anything that's physically welded stopping you taking the cat off. If anybody knows different, then feel free to comment or let me know that I'm wrong, but from what I can see, you take the bolts off, you slide it out. I don't know how the old one was, I'm assuming very similar, but is there different varieties or different models of the same bike? Is the US version different to maybe the UK or European version? I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. Okay, so the last thing that I've been asked about that I wanted to make a little clip on was when I cut the rear mudguard and I fitted the Kellerman lights under the seat, where did I run the cable for the number plate. Now, you might have noticed through this video that I'm actually showing you very little of the bike, and I apologise for that, but I'm in the process of editing a video about repainting the bike, so I'm trying to not show you too much of the bike at the moment that's going to ruin that video. So I'll try and show you what I did with the cabling here, and hopefully that helps. So if you're taking your rear mudguard off and your rear light cluster, it's going to look like this. This is obviously the standard rear light cluster for the bobber. So you get your tail and brake light, your 2 indicators, and then under here your number plate light. And when you take it off or disconnect it, you're going to see that each light has its own wires, obviously. And I've obviously cut these because I was changing the lot to a different style. If you're doing that, obviously make note of which colour of wires go where. When you strip the loom back, if you're putting your own lights on like I did, you're going to pull it all the way back to the battery box and take it off. So it's easiest if you just keep the colour arrangement the same for when you're wiring up your new lights. Now when you remove the battery cover, you can then disconnect and remove the battery. And above, at the back of the battery, you've got, I think it was a white connector that supplies the loom for all of your rear lights. So I disconnected that plug, pulled the full loom out and stripped it so that I could send the indicators, the rear and the brake light up through the back casing here and up into, you just see it there, it runs through the front of where the seat is mounted, and I've got it mounted and I drilled a hole through and into the seat for that. So if you look at my video on the Kellerman lights, you'll see how that was done. For the number plate light, I separated the cables for that, and they come out down here, just the same thing, above the battery box there, they pull out, and I've ran them along the frame, cable tied onto the existing brake pipes the way they run, just along the frame, and then into the side mount number plate. So whilst I'm on this, I'll mention this side mount that I got came from a European company called Motea, I think it was. Now the tolerances when I went to fit it weren't perfect. It took a little bit of jiggling to get the bolt holes to line up, but I paid around, I think it was £65 maybe for this. It's a bit bulky, a bit heavy. I need to cut it down a little bit and change the plate size probably to fit a little bit better. But in comparison to some of the alternatives that are for sale, it's quite inexpensive really. I mean, I could have probably made one of these myself given the time. You know, it's just a bit of steel bolted on here and here, support bracket. You know, there's not much to it there. But if you've looked at the prices of some of the other ones that are going around, you know, they're quite expensive. So I thought this was well priced for what it was, and it looks pretty good. So I hope this video has covered some of the points that people have been asking me about. You know, I just started doing this when I got a bike. I'm a new rider, I've got a new bike, and I just thought it would be interesting to make a few videos as I went along the journey of modding it, etc. If you like what I'm doing, hit like on the videos and maybe subscribe, and I'll keep some content coming. If you don't, then feel free to hurt my feelings and hit dislike. Maybe leave a comment as to why, what you don't like about it, and I'll see if I can change things up. But I'll catch you next time.